So before we actually take a look at the operating system, let's take a look at the box that Vista came in. It looks, well, decent. I have the Home Premium edition here, but there were 4 other editions of Windows Vista. Those include Vista Home Basic, Business, Enterprise, and Ultimate. Windows Vista introduced a completely revamped interface, which improved upon Windows XP, featuring transparent window title bars, a glossy black taskbar, and a redesigned Windows Explorer interface. The Start button also changed to a blue Windows orb instead of a regular button on previous Windows versions. This was the first version of Windows to introduce the Windows Aero interface, which featured things like an Aero glass theme, as I said, Windows Flip 3D, which allows you to switch between windows in a fancy way, live window thumbnails in the taskbar, and more that I won't be talking about in this video. One nice feature that was introduced in Vista was the Windows sidebar, or desktop gadget as it was called in Windows 7. You can think of this as the predecessor to the Metro tiles found in Windows 8, giving users important information and a quick glance. There were 11 gadgets that were included in the OS, including a clock, calendar, slideshow, weather info, etc. And you could download a bunch of other third-party gadgets from the Microsoft website. Although Microsoft discontinued the webpage for this, because the feature was discontinued in Windows 8. But you might be wondering, why was Windows Vista, quote, the worst operating system from Microsoft? Well, first off, if you look at the development process of Vista, you'll see that the entire process actually took about 5 years, with development beginning in 2002, and was completely scrapped halfway through the process in 2004, only 2 years later. This was because the beta versions of Vista, codenamed Longhorn, were very buggy, so they had to scrap everything they did previously in order to switch the kernel from Windows XP to Windows Server 2003. After this occurred, Microsoft rushed Vista into the market, meaning that Vista wasn't as stable as it could have been. Another problem was that while Vista ran very well on hardware that was optimized for it, computers that ran XP very well had some issues running Vista. These include slower performance, graphical issues, hardware and software incompatibility. However, there was some legacy hardware that did work on Vista, but they were very unusable. All of these issues probably occurred because of the rushed development mentioned earlier, meaning the developers at Microsoft didn't have any time to test for software compatibility. And the final issue we will talk about in this video was a security feature that still exists in Windows today: user account control. On paper, it's a good security system which alerts users about performing tasks that could potentially harm the computer. However, the system alerts the user with lots and lots of pop-ups for even the simplest of tasks. Eventually, some people turned it off because it was getting a little annoying for them. So because of all these issues, lots of people downgraded back down to XP until the next version of Windows after Vista, which is Windows 7, came out onto the market. And that's about it for this overview video on Windows Vista. There are some advantages in the operating system, but it was mostly a failure in the market. 2 years after its release, Microsoft released Windows 7, which improved some of the issues that Vista had, while also adding some new features as well. And that operating system went on to be a lot more successful than Vista ever was. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more videos in the future. And you can follow me on my social networks like Twitter and Instagram for more updates from me in the future. So once again, that's about it for this Windows Vista overview video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next vid. Bye. I'm just going to do a close-up which doesn't require a voiceover of any kind. It's my light fell over for some reason. Now I've got to fix it. back in a minute. Do it from the other side. Oops. Didn't stop the camera in time.